Yo, welcome back everybody. Thank you guys for tuning into Fanwagon, where I'm your host, Alan. Today I'm going to be breaking down another Hot Toys review for you guys. And I was very fortunate to be able to get this figure a little bit early before it released over here in the States. Now, the figure that I'm talking about is the Iron Man Armor Mark 45 from Avengers Age of Ultron. So, without further ado, let's go ahead, check out the box, and get this review going. Here we go. Alright everyone, as you guys can see, here is the box. Now it is your typical kind of die-cast box with a picture of the Mark 45 himself. You got the Age of Ultron tape here. Now I'm not sure if all of them come with this. Mine did, was to kind of hold this bottom part on. At the very bottom you do have Iron Man Mark 45 MMS 300D11 as in die-cast 1/6 scale collectible figure, and then at the bottom you do have the red label for Movie Masterpiece Series die-cast. Pretty sweet looking box. Kind of got this, I don't want to say 3D, but like it's like a plastic cover over it. Looks really cool. It's kind of, kind of got a cool effect to it. You have the Iron Man logo on the side. Sorry for the glare. That's going to be there just because of that plastic holding. You got the cast crew responsible for it, as well as your various warnings and choking hazards. On the other side you do have the Mark 45, and on the inside of this you do get a styrofoam etched out laser cut thing, and this is what holds the figure. You'll pop that open, that's where the figure will be on the inside. I like this, protecting it, especially for a heavy figure like a die cast. It holds it really good and protects it for if you're shipping it anywhere. So without further ado, let's go ahead, get the Iron Man Mark 45 armor out here. Alright, so here he is, the Mark 45 himself. Now I just wanted to, kind of give you guys a quick little look at it up close and personal. Let's zoom in on that. I'm really liking this armor. The paint on this, I have the Heartbreaker, and the paint on this is just so much more vibrant, more metallic-y. That was kind of the reason why I wanted to pick it up, because it's more that traditional Iron Man look and paint as well. But super awesome. Just wanted to give you guys a quick up and down on it. Let's go ahead and break into the articulation. Alright guys, just some basic articulation. If you got one Iron Man figure, especially a die-cast one, they're pretty much all the same. Really good movement. It's actually pretty crazy what they can do movement-wise with these figures. But, the outfit doesn't, I shouldn't say the outfit, but the armor itself shouldn't hinder it too much, just because it's all kind of separate pieces. These are spring-loaded shoulders. His arms, get pretty much up to 90. Double jointed elbows, which are always nice. Your basic wrist articulation. The one thing that I do like about this figure is the head. You can really get it up if you wanted to do a pose where he's flying, because this neck part right here actually goes in and out. If you were to sink his head in, it goes down, and if you lift his head up, it comes out. As for his legs, with the die-cast figures and Iron Man figures, there's going to be a lot of moving parts that you're going to want to move. Just kind of savor, the paint on these and not have them wash away. But double jointed knees, ratchet joints as well. As for the ankles, pretty decent ankle pivot. Now these are some separate pieces, and I do recommend highly that you guys read your instructions before you guys start moving around and toying with these figures. Especially one like this, pretty expensive. You don't want to break, something on there or scratch it up just because you guys didn't read your manual. So let's go ahead and break out some of the accessories and the base and go ahead and dive into that real quick. Alright guys, so to go ahead and start off with some of the accessories, I'm going to show you the hands. This one is kind of a repulsor blaster, kind of a taking off, lift off kind of deal. These are not removable, so don't try to, and these fingers are not posable. Kind of cool, a little cartoony, but I don't think that they look as bad as they could. And you get a right and a left side for that. Now these two are for the legs. Like if I said, you know, you wanted to do a takeoff kind of pose, you can use these. Not sure if I'm going to use them, probably not, but cool that they did come with them. You have his battle damaged chest piece, and kind of the biggest problem that I have with this figure is that this is the only piece of damaged armor that you get. Here's his chest plate that comes on him. Thought I'd show you guys that really quick. But he only comes with the chest plate as the damaged piece. Have his repulsor hand here. Pretty standard with all the Iron Man figures. Non-posable fingers. Then you get a pair of left and right fisted hands with a little bit of battle damage on them, which is kind of cool. But for the majority of this figure, you know, he's pretty you know, clean for the most part. Here are his posable hands. As always, you know, you get these with the Iron Man figures, which I really enjoy because it really kind of opens up if you want to do you know, peace sign or something with a finger, whatever you might want to do with your Iron Man figure. It's your figure, do what you want with it. And new to the Iron Man thing, you get two of these, and these are laser blast kind of things. I'm probably not going to use them. Little cartoony for me, but you know, it's cool that they kind of gave us something different. I'm just not big on the color, the whole purple and whatnot, but I'll show you where these guys go in a little bit. So let's go ahead, dive into the base. Alright, so here's the base, or a diorama, whatever you guys want to call it, for this figure. It pegs in right here, and it does come with two stands, either the dynamic fly stand that is kind of bendable, and a standard, you know, just kind of hold, crotch grab one. Really good detail on this. As you can see, it's kind of like the stairway where they did that final battle in Age of Ultron. You got some rubble right here, metal or whatever that is. Kind of thing that bothers me about this is that there's no nameplate, no chrome nameplate or anything. But you know, as of detail, you know, with the rocks and the rubble and whatnot, I think it looks really good. And Iron Man's gonna look great standing on it. But I wanted to jump into another thing that he comes with, and that is the Ultron bot that he comes with. Now it is has a little bit of articulation here in the arm, as well as the head, and the head is removable. Not the best detail, but not bad by any means. I think they could have done a little bit more with it. Maybe gave you an arm or something, or a little bit more posability, you know, as in chest wise. It's pretty big. You know, a lot of people just kind of set it right there. You know, pop the head off, have him holding the head, whatever you might want to do. But you know, it's a pretty cool little accessory that it comes with. It is pretty big, by the way. It's, I would say, about 4 inches tall. Pretty heavy too, you know, same with the base. So let's go ahead. I wanted to touch on some things on Iron Man to give you guys some hidden things that you guys might not know about it. Alright guys, so let me just show you some quick little things that are on here. Like if you take this off to put on the damaged plate, you know, just want to kind of zoom in, show you guys some of the detail on the inside, inner workings of the chest piece here. Really nice and detailed. As well as in the forearm here, you do have where the laser beam goes. Let me see if I can get this up really quick. And there we go. And that laser just plugs right into the front here. Go ahead and show you guys some of the lighting features. Eyes. And the chest. I'm not going to show you guys the arms just because it's kind of a pain to get those on, but you know, very bright, very easy to take off this top of the head, which I do like with this figure because that can kind of be a pain. Looks really cool when it's lit up. You know, a lot of little working parts up front to help you be able to get the legs up into a higher position. Just like I said, you know, make sure that you kind of move parts around on them as necessary to kind of help with the articulation and help to kind of preserve how long this figure will last paint wise. On the back you do get some articulated, I believe they're just like kind of his stoppers. Pretty cool. Well, if I can get this thing open, there we go. It's kind of cool. Die cast, you know, they come with a little button back here. Press that, brings his legs forward. If you guys didn't know that on your figures, pretty handy. But yeah, you know, pretty cool figure. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into some poses for you guys. Give you my thoughts as I give you guys kind of some posing options and whatnot. Talk about the positives and the negatives of the figure. So let's go ahead and jump into that. All right, as you guys can see here. All right, as you guys can see here, kind of got Iron Man, kind of standing on the Ultron bot, kind of utilizing one of the booster hands there up front. As you can see, like I said, man, this is probably the best painted Iron Man I've seen. Got great detail, really good metallic look. Really like the paint job. Just wish that they could have put like a chrome tag on the front of the base here. All right, let's go ahead and jump into another pose. All right, guys. So what we got here is kind of a more basic stand, because I really didn't know what to do really with the lasers. But as you guys can see, I hooked those up. Which, like I said, you know, I probably won't use them. They're rather long. And then I went ahead and used the damaged chest piece, the armor piece. Pretty much a big complaint with the figure is that it doesn't come with a Tony Stark head sculpt, and it only comes with the chest piece that is battle damaged. And, you know, it kind of looks dumb just having that battle damaged, while the rest is, you know, scot-free. But let's go ahead, dip into one more pose. Alright, so what I got going on here is something different where you can kind of utilize one base with two figures. Now both of these are die cast figures. As you can see, this is the Avengers Age of Ultron War Machine Mark II. Now see, he's not on the base, but still secure with the crotch grab. And then I have the Mark 45 kind of flying a little bit up above him. You know, this is really hard to do. I don't recommend if you're not totally comfortable just because of the weight of it. And make sure that you have it on a sturdy shelf to secure both of these figures, because like I said, they are die cast, so they are pretty heavy. But that'll pretty much do it for our final pose. Thoughts on the figure? Recommend picking it up if you guys got the extra money laying around. Great Iron Man figure. If you're looking just to get one Iron Man in the figure, you might want to hold out just because he doesn't come with a Tony Stark head sculpt. But I would pick it up if I was you guys. So there goes our last pose. Alright everyone, so that is going to go ahead and bring this video to a wrap. Be sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below. Go ahead and check out all of our previous videos on the channel, and stay tuned to what we have coming to you guys. Future Hot Toy reviews, movie reviews, and just general discussions. So, like I said, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys real soon. Later.